In the quiet countryside of Scotland, where rolling green fields stretch endlessly beneath a grey, brooding sky, there stands a structure that feels alive. Glamis Castle. At first glance, it looks like something out of a dream. Tall towers, golden stone walls, perfectly manicured gardens. A place of beauty, history, and royal legacy. But beauty can be deceiving, can't it? Because Glamis is not just a castle. It is a place where whispers linger in the air. A place where shadows move when no one is there. A place where the past refuses to stay buried. Located near the small village of Glamis, just 5 miles west of Fofar, this castle has stood for centuries, witnessing the rise and fall of noble families, political conspiracies, and unspeakable tragedies. Kings and queens have walked its halls, but so have prisoners, victims, and perhaps something far darker. Locals speak of it in hushed tones. Visitors feel it the moment they step inside. That strange sensation that you are not alone. The air feels heavier here, as if the walls themselves are watching you. Every corridor seems to stretch longer than it should. Every door feels like it hides something, something that does not want to be found. And then there are the rumors, hidden chambers, secret rooms sealed within the walls, spaces that exist but cannot be reached. Why were they built? What do they hide? And more importantly, who or what still remains inside them? Because in Glamis Castle, the story is not just about ghosts. It is about something much older, something far more dangerous, a game that never ended.
There is a story whispered more than any other in Glamis Castle. A story so chilling that even today it is spoken with hesitation. Somewhere deep within the castle walls, there exists a hidden chamber, not marked on any map, not accessible through any known door. A room that should not exist, yet somehow does. Many have searched for it, few have claimed to find it, and those who believe in it all tell the same terrifying tale. It begins with an earl, a man of power, arrogance, and uncontrollable temper. One quiet Sunday, the earl found himself alone, restless and consumed by boredom. Seeking entertainment, he summoned his servants and demanded that they bring him a deck of cards. But there was a problem. It was Sunday, and in those days, playing cards on the Sabbath was considered a sin. The servants refused, at first politely, then firmly. The earl's face darkened, his pride wounded, his anger rising like a storm. "How dare you refuse me?" he shouted, his voice echoing through the halls. The servants trembled, but they did not yield. And that is when the earl said something that would change everything. "I'd play with the devil himself if he were here." The words hung in the air, heavy, unnatural. And then there was a knock, a slow, deliberate knock at the door. The room fell silent. The servants looked at each other, fear creeping into their eyes. But the earl, he smiled. "Enter in the fiend's name," he declared. The door opened and something stepped inside. No one knows exactly what the earl saw, but what followed was not of this world.
The servants did not dare enter the room, but they could hear everything. At first, there were voices, low, calm, almost normal. The sound of cards being shuffled, placed on a table, a game beginning. But then the tone changed. The voices grew louder, angrier. There were sudden bursts of laughter, deep, unnatural laughter that sent chills down their spines. Then came the sounds that no human should ever hear. Screams, not of pain, but of terror. The kind of scream that comes when a man realizes he has made a terrible mistake. One servant, gathering every ounce of courage he had, slowly approached the door. His hands trembled, his breath was shallow, but he had to know. He reached out and pushed the door open just a fraction, and in that moment, everything changed. A burst of searing heat exploded outward. Flames shot through the crack in the door, throwing the servant violently backward. He hit the ground with a cry. His clothes singed, his skin burned. Inside the room, something was wrong, terribly wrong. The light was not normal firelight. It was darker, deeper, as if the flames themselves were alive. And the laughter, it did not belong to a man. The door slammed shut on its own, and from that moment on, the chamber was sealed. But the story does not end there, because even today, people claim they can still hear it. Late at night, when the castle falls silent, faint sounds echo through the walls. Cards being dealt, voices arguing, and sometimes a laugh that does not belong to this world. They say the Earl is still there, still playing, still trapped, locked in an endless game with the devil himself, and no one has ever won.
Not all ghosts in Glamis Castle are bound to hidden chambers. Some walk freely, seen, felt, remembered. One of the most famous spirits is known simply as the White Lady. Her presence is not violent, not loud, but it is deeply unsettling. She appears in silence, a pale figure dressed in white, moving gracefully through the castle grounds or kneeling in quiet prayer within the chapel. Her face is calm, but her eyes carry centuries of pain. She is believed to be Lady Janet Douglas. Once the wife of the 6th Lord of Glamis, Janet was a woman of nobility, grace, and strength. But in a time ruled by fear and suspicion, even innocence was not enough to protect her. After her husband's death, she was accused of witchcraft, a dangerous accusation, a deadly accusation. King James V himself ordered her arrest. She was taken from her home, from this very castle, and thrown into a dark dungeon. Years passed, years of darkness, years without sunlight. Her vision faded, her body weakened, her spirit slowly breaking. And yet she endured, until the day she was taken to Edinburgh. There, before a crowd, she was sentenced to death, burned at the stake. Her cries lost in the roar of the flames, her life reduced to ashes. But her story did not end, because now she returns. Back to Glamis, back to the place she once called home. Visitors have seen her walking through the chapel, her hands clasped in prayer, her lips moving silently. Is she seeking peace or forgiveness, or is she simply trapped in the memory of her suffering? No one knows, but one thing is certain: she has not left.
There is another spirit in Glamis Castle. Less gentle, more tragic, more violent. She is known as the Grey Lady. Unlike the White Lady, her presence is unpredictable. Over 150 people have claimed to see her. Always the same description: a young woman, dressed in grey, wandering the corridors, her expression filled with fear and something else, something broken.
Her story is darker than most. It is said that she was a young maiden, beautiful, strong-willed, and unafraid. But she made one fatal mistake. She refused the advances of Lord Alexander, Earl of Crawford, a man not used to rejection, a man who believed he could take whatever he wanted. And when she said no, he did not accept it. The details are unclear. Some say she was dragged away, some say she fought, some say her screams echoed through the castle halls, but all versions end the same way. She was murdered, silenced, forgotten. Or at least that was the intention, because now she walks endlessly through the same halls where her life was taken. People who have seen her describe an overwhelming sense of sorrow and fear, as if her final moments are still replaying, as if she's trying to escape but never can. And sometimes you can hear it, faint, distant, a scream, quick, sharp, gone before you can be sure it was ever there.
Glamis Castle is not quiet, not truly. Even when the lights are out, when the halls are empty, when the world outside sleeps, the castle remains awake. There are sounds, always sounds. Footsteps echoing in empty corridors, doors creaking open, then slowly closing. The faint rhythmic tapping of something unseen. And then the card game. Visitors and staff alike have reported hearing it late at night. A soft shuffle, cards sliding across a table, a pause, then another move, back and forth, endless, unchanging. Some have followed the sound, trying to find its source, but it always leads nowhere, or worse, to a wall. A solid wall that feels as though something lies just beyond it, something hidden, something sealed away, and yet still active. Then there are the lights, strange glowing orbs that appear without warning, drifting slowly through the halls before vanishing into thin air. And the feeling, that constant, unshakable feeling that you are being watched, not by one presence, but many. Glamis Castle is not haunted by a single ghost. It is a gathering place, a prison, a memory. A place where time itself seems to bend, where the past and present exist together. And somewhere within its walls, behind stone and shadow, a game continues. A man who once challenged the devil, a mistake that could never be undone, cards still being played, voices still arguing, a door that should never be opened. Because if it is, the game might finally end, and whatever is inside might finally be free. So if you ever find yourself standing before Glamis Castle, gazing up at its beautiful towers under a dark Scottish sky, ask yourself one question. Are you looking at a castle or something that is looking back at you? And if you listen carefully, very carefully, you might just hear it. The shuffle of cards, the whisper of a deal being made, and a voice inviting you to join the game.